What's up? Another Sunday. Let me adjust this here. Let me make sure my audio is good too. Yes, Zaid's up in here saying I'm late already. But yes, another Sunday. It's been a crazy week, man. Crazy month, really. And so everything that I want to talk about today kind of relates to that. But also I want to do some other things artistically. But yeah, say hello to Zaid Studios. He's here first, of course. And B-Rose is here. What's up? B-Rose, you the bomb. Matt Fowler's here. Good morning to you. Thanks for showing up. This is a normal thing I do on Sundays called the Cup of Joe. I got my coffee. Hopefully you're up and ready to do whatever you do. I got some tunes in the background. Let me know if that's a little bit of maybe the levels aren't great, so let me know if that's good in the chat. But yeah, it's a good Sunday so far. Way better than the rest of the month as a whole. But yeah, got my coffee. Bionic Bros here. Speaking of, I may or may not have a specific book of his to unveil here in a minute. But that seems something like it's something to brighten the spirits. You know what I mean? Brighten the spirits, not bright. But yeah, it's a good day. The coffee has not nearly kicked in. I'm a little slower than usual, but I've got this little package here. This is says got hashtag Lucky Finn on it. Pretty cool. I didn't know what it was until I saw the return address. And yeah, this is pretty sweet. I'm stoked to open this because I've been looking forward to this. There's not many cyberpunk books out there. And if you know CG, and if you know a lot of the indie books, I don't know, I feel like cyberpunk is hard to do. It's one of the harder genres to pull off. Mainly because people have so many expectations of it. There's some other genres like just general sci-fi. If you stick to, you know, even if you do just speculative fiction instead of science fiction, people are cool with it. But for cyberpunk, like they get angry if things aren't like. When I say they, I mean like the they out there. Really, I don't know if they have like a particular thing they want in cyberpunk in mind. But either way, I'm glad we got another book, cyberpunk. Themed. Forgot where my scissors were. Here we get. Let's roll and cut down the Lucky Finn here. So let's do this. Nice, dude. All action, baby. That's what it's all about, B-Rose. There's some cool things you can do with cyberpunk and dark things, and you know that all comes with it. But I just feel like cyberpunk is, because there's so many really good cyberpunk ones. Like it's like an intimidating genre. You know, it just feels like maybe too intimidating for a lot of people. Anyway, let's do this, guys. One little piece of tape, and we'll open this thing up. And I don't know if Jake went with my version of it, but I helped with a little bit of the pre-press for this. Why is this one piece not liking every cut I make? There we go. Okay. Let's do it on camera. Another one, bro. Cool. How many pieces, dude? I feel like they're all separate. Okay. There. Gemini. First look at it. Look at that. Heck yeah. So the book looks exactly what I thought it would. Like vibrant as shit. Textures pop off that guy's arm, those veins, and the goodies in the back. Heck yeah. Nice. So let's open this thing up. Maybe we should do the goodies first. Oh, and the first thing I see on the back, dude, he took him up on it. We got Mavericks in the back. Go collect my cover I did for them. But yeah, the new book smell. Not too chemically. Some of the books come out like really chemical. This seems like not a gloss cover, which is cool. And yeah, we'll just turn to the first page and show you the interior here. Pretty vibrant, man. Those colors are popping nice. Hell yeah. Very good job, dude. This is awesome. Let's check out the extras. Number 1. Oh, dropped something already. Tailhand comic. This is a really good patch. I feel like it's just maybe like his logo is just made for this. It's a really good logo. I out of all the comic companies out there that I've seen, like this beats you name it. Like they're all good people, obviously. Like Professor Murph's like Rampart. It's an okay logo, but this is legit. This is one of the better logos. I think it beats Compass Comics. I think it beats a lot of the logos. This is a really good logo. Trying to grab this. Dropped the little chibi. Is this 6 a.m.? It might be 6 a.m. I don't know. I dig it. Ginge is here. What's up? Ginge has got a sweet parallel stream. He says, why? Why the last man, dude? Looks like crap. So let's check out the rest of this. We've got a couple of metal prints. Let's pull it out here. Get the real shine going. Damn. Wow. I got a lot of light in my room, so it's like super awesome. Oh, look at my reflection. Cool. Next one. Did anybody say what the volume's like on here? Anyway, just let me know. So check this out. Pretty cool. I like the first glance. You don't really see the main character for some reason. He blends in so well. It's nice. And then of course, again, the logo on the back, killer. Like, good job on that logo, whoever did that. Heck yeah. Alright, so put these back in their protective cases. Really awesome. We know who those metal products are by. The Metal Smith himself. Get that guy. Send him a message, because I'm showing off his work. He might want to come around. You gave me 2 stickers. I don't know if that's on purpose, but all good. All good. I'm digging it. And at the same time, Zayt says all good volumes. Yes. Sherry says 1 for me. Yep, absolutely. I'll put it on your desk. Chair. All right. So no, this patch is awesome, and it's really big. Like I don't know where my Star Circuit ones are, but this is bigger than the Star Circuit one. Obviously, it's circular, so it's got more of like a wholesome feel to it or something. And yeah, Phoenix Animation did all the Metal Smith himself. Yes, and yes, go get Phoenix Animation. Go get him now. Bring him to me. And I'm gonna look at the book one more time just to see what it's like flipping through it. Let's see what the paper feels like. Paper. Ooh, this feels like an 80-pound. See if I'm right. That's like an 80-pound cover. Interiors. Interiors seem like maybe 80-pound instead. Maybe this is 70 and then 80, or maybe it's 80 and then 100 interior. 100 interior cover. 100-pound for interiors. I don't know. Can't tell. Let's see. On here, he's got Lucky Finn Project, which is cool. A child being born with a limb difference is not tragic. It's extremely important to show our children how capable and wonderfully made they are. If we treat them as flawed or limited, that is who they'll believe themselves to be. And that would be a tragedy. Yes, so I'm assuming this is for, a foundation of some kind. LuckyFinnProject.org. Go check it out, guys. So it's got a cool ad in the back. Awesome. Book feels nice and substantial. I'm stoked to read it. I had a sneak peek. I had a sneak peek of it before, and it was cool to see it. But yeah. Oh, that's 70 pound. 70 pound interior. Okay, so yeah, that's perfect. That's what, dude. So this is a great segue to the rest of what's going on today. I'm going to show some cool tricks, just fun little things with drawing. We'll do that in a second. But at the same time, let me get a sip of coffee first. At the same time, Ginge says, what a beaut that book is. Yes, it's great. It feels great too. So I'm stoked. He used Comic Impressions, which is the one I'm using, and he must have just narrowly escaped what happened to me. I pretty much saw how good War Party felt in my hands, and he went with like a thinner weight, like the 70 pound, and I was like, oh, that's what I want. That's what I like about comics. It's not this like, I don't like the art book feel of having too much thick paperweight, you know? Yo, Lola Meats is here. Holla holla. Good to see you. Bring the buns. And so, what is that? Yes, so I wanted to switch the paper to 70 pound. 70 pound being something more comic book feeling. Like, I didn't want it to feel like an art book, you know? I didn't want it to feel like some sort of, you know, those concept art books, game art books. Anyway, switch that. Just so happened, they had like a paper shortage of 70 pound. And it pushed my book back like 3 weeks. Not only that, for some reason, CI just had some heavy, what can we say? Heavy, short staffing, or I don't know what to call it. Like, I don't know what really causes short staff at a printer, but maybe that's COVID, maybe that's, who knows what it is. Either way, it's heavy for me. So, Greg is here. What's up, Greg? Hail, as you usually say. Hail! And then, so 2 delays, and then they said their printer went down as well. So that's 3. They've told me that their turnaround time is now 4 weeks. That's a full month. So who knows when I'm gonna get Star Circuit? Like, it may be in the ether. Who knows where it is? They did say they've printed a lot of what I've ordered, but not the main book. Okay, major printers are losing out on CG book. Yeah, well, I mean, there's a lot of indie books out there, and I feel like there's a lot of good printers. Just some of the printers are maybe not used to the COVID situation, which maybe they fired people, who knows. But anyway, I am getting a very slow return. So thanks for joining me this morning. I'm going to be switching over to the drawing section. I want to bring up a couple cool little exercises you can do to like really be physical with your plotting of shadows. And this might be great for anybody who's drawing maybe a little more organic about how they draw. Or maybe don't know the fundamentals as much, but I'll run through a little bit of that. This is basic Scott Robertson stuff. He's from Center College and a champion. I recently got his book, How to Render. It's on my floor actually, because I'm just I'm a fool, and I don't have shelves yet. I'm supposed to have shelves right there. No shelves yet in the new house. So yeah, while we do that, I hope you guys all know I have a comic project called Star Circuit, which I've actually been talking about. Here's the shirts. You get this with the Apex backer tier, but yeah, you can find that. Maybe one of the mods can put my link in the description, or it is in the description. Maybe somebody can put it in the chat for us. But Star Circuit is delayed. However, you can still back it. It's in demand, and you'll be added to. Obviously, I'm overprinting by far because I know I want to sell to comic shops. I want to have pretty much prints ready to go for people wanting both the next one that I do and this one. So I'm way overprinting. So there's plenty. And I want you guys to be all part of it. Let us bring up the trailer, because if you have not seen Star Circuit before, which I'm sure all you guys have, you guys are great, but share it. Here's the trailer while I switch my camera. Again, I've got a poor man's setup, hashtag poor Joe. And we don't have an NTM in here. Auntie M is not here to bust my poor Joe balls. So here we go. Let's go to the trailer for Star Circuit.
Welcome to the future. A place where you can find anything you desire. If the burner gangs don't find you first. Where the fastest racers are artificial. And if you're human, you don't stand a chance. Star Circuit.
Okay, is my camera upside down? Awesome. Exactly what I wanted, dude. I was meant to do that. There we go. And I may need to adjust my, what would you call it? My lighting settings on my camera, because every time I do this, it's never right. Alright, so let's pull you back a little bit. If I can. There we go. Sorry, guys. Now we're getting what we want. Alright, so I did some tests for you guys to figure out what I wanted to show you. This is like just a scrap piece of paper I have. We'll move it up to the blank part. Let's do this. I got my metal magnets to hold my paper here. Alright. Anyway, while I do this, Lowell Meats is saying something. Let's bring up Lowell Meats. Lola, where's my window that I want? Alright. Yes, it's a setback for the book, but not for you, because you are communicating with your backers the situation, and it's the printer's fault, so nothing you can do but wait. Backers are understanding of this. Yes, it's, I don't know, just something about, like, perfectionism or something, and that's something I want to bring up. I need some good, cheerful things like Lola just told me, because after setback, like, it's been at the printers for months. Like, I've never had something where it's just like in the back end for that long. Like, I haven't seen, something like this for a long time. Like, it's been crazy. But yes, I feel like Bionic Bro said something nice. They're delaying you because it's too much badassery in one book. Yes, I feel like it's shutting down the printers. That's why the printers shut down. Obviously, the cyberpunk hackers from my book have gotten to the printer. So, as we move forward here, that's some great advice. Well, thank you. You're right. I just see like things like the chat, and like when George and Vanessa and those guys from the chat are like talking about what they want to see, because that's who you care about. You care about the fans, and there's tons of other people that you pay attention to, not just the chat guys, but especially those guys, because they bring up exactly what they want. They're very clear, and I feel like I've let those particular expectations down. So I know it's not all my fault, but sucks either way. Anyway, oops, let's not knock that anymore. So let's jump in here and do a little bit of some. Today's going to be a little bit of art instruction, but a little bit of actual drawing as well on comic books. I'm doing a secret project, just not announced yet. It's not really secret, it's just not announced yet. Let's get some. I wonder if this is going to be autofocusing on me, or maybe just not. Looks okay for now. It'll auto exposure on me. I don't like that light on. Let's go here. That's better, probably. Can we turn this one up? No? But I think that's better. So guys, have you ever wondered what it's like to really plot out your shadows? Because not everybody does that. If you want to draw like a sphere and put a shadow, because this is really just a circle, and to get volume out of something, you put a shadow, and that tells your eye, you're tricking your eye into, you know, what you want to see on the page, the volume that you want to see on the page. So a sphere is round, the shadow's going to be round, and there's a lot of details that you can get into, like how to get that to work, right? But anyway, you put the shadow down, and then it becomes a sphere. There's a lot of ways to do plotting of shadows, but what I want to do today is like actually tell you the 3 components of how you find your shadows and actually plot them out. It all deals with perspective. So yeah, we could draw in this little core shadow for the sphere, and if it was clean enough, you could tell it's more sphere-like. You know, the highlight would be there somewhere. It's not dark enough, I can tell. Let's go to the camera and put some contrast. So anybody else, any other creators out there have setbacks? Anybody want to like share the pains out there? I know it's definitely not Bionic Bruh. He's got his book out. He's feeling good. People are probably really happy. I know I would be. Anytime you get the book or whatever you paid for, it's a happy day. Definitely vibing this music too. Okay, gain. Let's put some contrast up. How about that? That helps. Focus on, good. Should we set that to normal? Not too exposed. Something like this, maybe. Yeah, dude. If you want more magnetic nipples, dude. But my hand looks so. To get the pencil to show up better, my hand looks like an acid trip. Maybe I don't have to expose it that much, or at least I'll pull back the saturation. What just happened? Yeah, that Skyrim joke will definitely go over my head. I don't play that game, bro. Hello Meat says our first one was printed in China at Print Ninja. Then when we ordered, COVID hit, so our books sat on the tarmac in Japan for 3 weeks. We paid for express shipping. Whoa, that blows. This thing over here. These characters here, these are just mannequins I'm drawing, you know, just drawing some mannequins. Dude, I don't like the exposure adjusting, not into that. This is why you need 2 camera setups, because you have to adjust for each kind. What I'm going to do is not have the contrast so crazy. Okay. Yeah. Alright, let's do this. So that would be our sphere, right? Let's talk about a little bit of this. As far as Scott Robertson presents this information, because I'm pretty much a Scott Robertson type of dude, because he explains things very clearly. I dig that. I'm all about that. So let's just imagine, you need to understand perspective to do some of this stuff, but we'll quickly do this before moving on to comic stuff. So let's just say let's let's use blue. Let's just say you want some sweet shadows laying over things. Cast shadows. Cast shadows are one of the biggest points where you're going to be able to tell volume. Just make it isometric for a second. Alright, so perspective, the easiest way to like really get it, you can even just make it all isometric if you want, but let's just say that's your grid. This is your grid here. And the lines would go up as well because it's isometric, it's not curving in any way. I'm gonna move these magnets, bump in my hands. The magnets are a double-edged sword, guys. Okay, so this is what you need to do. To make a shadow correctly, this is how it's done. First off, you need an object or a stick, as the most basic thing you can make a shadow of is a stick, like just a line. However, we'll make something a little more concrete that we can show you. But this little sphere here, this is my light source. This is what I'm pretty much gonna start you out with, as like having a light source on the page itself. So that's the light. From here, you need to know where that is in 3D space, which more importantly, you need to know where that thing is in 3D space in relation to the ground plane, or the whatever you're going to put the ground shadow, or wherever the shadow is laying onto. Lola's saying something else here. Yes, more complaints about the Japan layover. But yes. It says there's, let's just say there were a lot of angry phone calls. I'd imagine. Stuff like that would blow my mind. I mean, the stuff I'm into right now is blowing my mind. So, let's just say in 3D space, we want this light to be like directly over this plane. So the placement is right here. So that's how high it is. It's like from here to here. So we know exactly where this light is now on this plane. The plane is this thing here. Now let's give ourselves like a box or something, because boxes are nice because it's got sides, clearly has planes. And we're gonna put it right on the grid. This is pretty standard stuff. However, knowing exactly, we'll get more and more complicated as we do more of these, but this is basically how it's done. So the light's here. That's what they call, I guess they just call the light source. Down here is the shadow source. This is what you would call the shadow source. At least that's how Scott Robertson presents it. It's pretty much where the light source is in relation to the light plane or whatnot. So we have our box. All you need to do is, for each one of these points, well, this is why they start you out with a stick, because doing a volume is a little more complicated, but let's just say we have this plane here and we want to make a shadow from that. It's really, you're going to draw a line out to each one of these points from the shadow source and then from the light source. And wherever they intersect is where your shadow will go to. So this is where the shadow will go to for that top piece to the bottom piece. That's it. That's where they intersect for that. For down here, it's going to be a little different. But let's just do the other corner, because then you're going to have exactly where those would be too. So from here to there, we're going to see where this line intersects. Oh, if I can draw a straight line, that is. It's the morning, of course. A little rusty. So this one goes to the bottom. And where do they intersect? Over here. Should line up pretty good because it's pretty squared up. And the last piece is to figure out where this is, which would be here, and then this one. I drew in the back side of this cube. To find out where the bottom of that thing would be, I needed the back side. So this is where that is. And there you go. So now you just plotted out your shadow for this thing. All right, 24 Eyes is here. What's up? Heart of 24 Eyes. Greg says, the only setbacks I've had to deal with so far in the Gun Demon project is artists wanking me around and delaying my project. That's a setback. I would consider that. It says some of them likely on purpose. Budget limitations. Why would you think they're likely on purpose, Greg? Why not? Do you count laziness as on purpose? Or do you only count spite or something like that? But yeah, budget limitations, that can be a setback. Anything outside of your control, I say a setback. That's like a stress that you don't want. So. That's how we do it. We got Zayd saying stuff in the chat that I don't even understand. Get that banana split with some corn chips. Whatever that means. Run tell that homeboy. Either way. It's pretty funny though. We missing a like. Hit the like, yo. We missing likes, dude. Heck yeah. Get some likes in here for us. So let's just shade in. This is what really makes it all happen. So obviously this, I put X's where you want that's what comic artists do. You put X's where you want the black to be, if you wanted that all to be black. But yeah, so in this case, this all would be shadow. Roughly putting it in. You'd obviously want to do more careful shading. This is real. But yeah, there's your accurate shadow for your box. Let's clean it up just a little bit so you can clearly see what I'm talking about. Alright, so that's the basic way. Like, let's just say you're doing this in a comic. You might, if you knew the light source is over there, you just automatically might shade this. You don't even need to know the direction. And then you might guess. You'd be like, it's over here somewhere, and guess something like this. And that would be kind of accurate. But this is actually how you find super accurate stuff. Yeah, this is exactly the way you find your proportions for your shadows. Not even proportions, it's just like where they're plotted. And we could do other stuff too here. There's different ways to plot different things. Let's bring this up. We'll do one more of this example, and then I'll do some drawing, some real stuff. I've been testing out his kind of approaches with stuff like this for plotting shadows. The shadow for your box, yes. I don't recommend always plotting things out because it's a little sterile, but at the same time, if you got some crazy objects, like, let's just do this one more time here and add some stuff. To set this up, we need two things. We need a perspective grid, which, again, just to keep it simple, we're going to do isometric. And isometric means only two things. Pretty much that isometric means both axes are infinitized. I don't even know what the word would be. They say it in Clip Studio. When you want to pretty much make each axis of perspective infinite instead of having it reach and converge at a point. Instead of having like your point go out to a vanishing point on the horizon, instead of doing this where it looks like it's in, I don't know if you can see that, perspective, you make all these lines run parallel, because that would mean that they would never touch, meaning they're infinite. So that's the idea here with isometric, because it makes it just easier to plot out and show you things. And then we put some verticals, just to remind you there's a 3D space here going on. So yes, what's Jeremy saying over here up in chat? I would use the magnets as my perspective points. Interesting. I don't see the point of those. But I see what you mean. Like if they're off your page, maybe that's what you mean. If they're off the page, you could put it somewhere on the board. That would actually make some sense. Yes, isometric, that's it. ISO. I don't know what Latin for ISO means, but I'm sure it's like infinite, something like that. Or I could be totally wrong. Anyway, let's just throw some primitives in here, and primitives are sphere, cone, cylinder, pyramid. What's the last one? Ball, pyramid. There's one more. There's 5. I don't know what the last one is. Cone, I already said. What's the last one I'm missing? Cube, the easiest one. Bam, primitives. So, doing primitives. This is the last one I'll do, and then we'll do some comic stuff. With your primitives, you just want to lay it in the perspective. So what we're going to do here is arrange some shapes. Let's put a sphere on top of a cube, or a rectangle cube. It's like not a square cube. Just like that. Okay. What else can we do here? We can put a cylinder somewhere. Maybe leaning. That somewhat looks right. This corner should peek out. Erase away some of that. Oop, knock the cam, dude. Okay. Yeah, dude. Looks like a Sacha Baron Cohen. That's the what's his dude? That's the Bruno guy? Is that the Bruno guy? Dude, small wrist, dude. It's my grandfather's small wrist, dude. That's how it happens. It actually comes in handy having small wrists. You can get your freaking working on a house. You have to like obviously get in tight spaces with like a wrench or something, and helps with that. Double jointed finger. Where? What are you talking about? This thing? That finger that pushes down? Okay. Alright, let's put a light this way this time. We all know what we need. You got a light here. Let's have it be pretty high up. And close. So maybe up here instead. And we'll have it come pretty much right past the cube. That way we know it's like very close to it. Hopefully this is somewhat interesting to you guys. If you guys want to know. Hopefully someone will watch this and understand how this all works. I wonder if I should use a pen. Pen would show up way quicker, you know? It's an oblong little sphere there, but what can you do? Okay, that definitely shows up. Yeah, for sure. There's some cool stuff here. I have my old videos were very much like this. Just instructional stuff. that's a good idea. Maybe I'll hire an editor. Anybody out there? Send me a link to any quick and dirty editors that can edit out the funny, ridiculous parts of my streams and the informative ones. Okay, so we know the light source is here. This is the shadow source. This is where you know the light would be in space. That's where it is on the plane that you're trying to, like, the plane is the ground plane. So it has to be in relation to that. Where in relation to that, you know, where's the source from that point? So let's just do the big box, and we're just going to add things together. Let's do it with pencil first, plot it out. So same thing with the box. It's very simple because that's like standard stuff. Okay, shadow point from here to here, and then from here to here, shadow point, and then from here to here. I know there's other things in the way, but I'm going to draw it like this because it's essentially the same thing as drawing through. You want it to be okay. So this one, a little trickier. Should be ending here. Doesn't make much sense. Let's see. Right there. All right, so this is the shadow for just the cube, just like we just did. This is the shadow on the cube. Charlie Lee, what's up, dude? We're going through where are you at? There it is. He says, what's going on? We're going through some shadow plotting, like how to find shadows very much exactly as you possibly can. This is how you find and draw your shadows with precision. 24 Eyes says, it's important to keep that art form alive. Mainstream has no credits. Is that credence? Or credits for the traditions of the art form. Zayd's saying some stuff here. Both approaches are great ways to think about the light. He says to think about it the other way. Let's see. Light reveal form on the darkened abyss of reality. Okay, maybe this is what he meant. Think about the objects out to the light. Out to the light. I wonder what he means by that. He might be thinking the opposite approach. We'll see. So the same thing. You just want to find the most outward form of this one and draw it. Same thing here. To find where the shadow is on this block, all you have to do is add the same distance from here. Like this is the height of the cube, right? You need to add that height up to your shadow source line. So whatever this is, it's like it's like the size of the pencil. So it's like up here. So now this is your new line for the sphere. And I'd say the occluded line here would be, there we go. From here to here. Same thing. Sphere's a little more tricky because spheres, obviously, if you look at the side view, sphere's only touching at like one point at the bottom. And so light gets through here. There's like light that you can see on the sides. But we're coming down at such a strong angle that you can kind of tell exactly where it would curve. So here, here. With these spheres, it might actually be helpful also to plot them in as cubes, and then you can kind of tell where this back line is, because here it's just a circle, so you're not going to really tell where that backside really is going to go to, so it might help you to do it that way. We'll say it's about the same. Anyway, it's going to be in shadow back here, so all we want is to get this curve about right. we'll focus on the sphere, or the cylinder rather. Let's see what Greg's saying here. Greg says, I hate the mainstream because it's ran by some of the worst villains on the planet. Let's stop empowering our enemies, shall we? Yeah, I feel like at some point when you get enough, whenever there's money involved, over time it just becomes more and more like a hive of, it attracts not the kind of people you want. Like what essentially what made the thing good in the first place was people that didn't care about money, and eventually the money grubbers come by wanting their cut and wanting to make it big and then get their cut because they helped make it big, and then it just becomes bloated and it's not about the art form anymore. It's not about storytelling anymore. It's about the cash flow. It's about you getting your yacht. You know what I mean? All right, let's see. Zaid clarifies and says, he goes from objects to light. I go from light to objects. I'd agree that it's two different things. It's just the same side, it's different sides of the same coin. The flip side, if you will. Yeah. I like ethical thinking, man. Yep. It's the way to do it. So the sphere would actually go down this way if you didn't have a shadow there already. Something like that. We're not going to plot that out right now because it'll take time. But over here, we do the same thing. We're plotting at the bottom, so we're going to use the bottom shadow point. We're going to go here, draw the line down. Jeremy says go from the object up. Not exactly sure how that's too much different. It's just maybe a different way to think about it. So on this back side of the cylinder, it's round. So when it stretches down from your... Let's see. First, let's draw this first one, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. So the intersection, something like over here. All right. Let's do the top point. The angle is going to be a little bit different. Doing things angled is slightly different. And I should have had the light coming from a different direction. That way I can show you this. How do you get the light to go down and then attach to the object on the ground plane. But we can do that another time, for sure. So this thing is kind of angled in a straight line. So it should line up close to that. Actually 45. So let's just plot this point out. Alright. On here. Alright. Ground plane. If I can do a straight line. Something like this. Actually, I think that would come down a little bit more. Be not so far out. I believe. It should be more like this. Doing this a little bit wrong. But we're running out of time here. To plot this out and me explain it is beyond my coffee levels right now. What's Greg saying here? Look, Jeremy's bringing up Integrity Farms. And Greg's saying, in the middle of this mess, I managed to form a large team of people who have integrity and trustworthiness and are loyal to each other and the United Vision. I feel like that's a cornerstone to about anything. Trustworthiness, all good things. So let's just shade in some of the basics here. Alright. So this is your basics for like stacked objects. And to plot it all it takes is just you taking the time to like find it in 3D space. This is all this stuff is. This stuff is probably something like this. We're just gonna guess on that part because I know that's defeating the point of this whole thing, but something like that. We gave it a little bit of a too long of a run, but that's how it goes. Sometimes you gotta rush it. This thing would have a little bit of a shadow, but not a ton. Anyway, so there's your little bit of the basics. Alright. Charlie Lee says, most comic artists lately are in it for themselves, teaching people to draw comics amongst comic artists. What? Most comic artists lately are in it for themselves, teaching people to draw comics amongst comic artists. Not the most popular thing right now. It's not the most popular thing right now. So thank you. I hope that's what you mean. Yeah, I mean, to me, like anything else that is not like pushing everyone, like the way the world works is like the laws of physics. You need to think about if you want yourself to be like promoted, you got to promote other people. If you want to have more, you got to give more. And if you want to like, I guess, create great things, you got to kind of like, you pretty much have to not suffer greatly. You have to like put a lot of time in it. You have to lose a great amount of time to get great results. You know, that's just how the world works. You know about it. The laws of physics don't stop at, you know, velocity. You know, it applies to about everything. It's a little paradoxical, but that's how it works. So I don't even think about it that way. I think there's what they call this altruistic type of sociopathy, which I talked about before. Pretty much like doing it for yourself, but doing it for other people at the same time because you know it's going to help you. I don't really care why people help other people, but I'm glad people do. And I try to help you guys out as much as I can because I just want to see better comics from everybody. I want to read better comics. I want you guys to make cooler comics, more accurate drawings, more, you know, not necessarily accurate, more like accurate to you, you know, accurate to your vision, you know, make it believable if that's what you're going for. Greg says, replying to Charlie Lee, one of the beautiful elements of CG is how helpful the artists are to help each other. If you are an artist and you come to CG and you are ready to work hard, you'll learn what you need to know. That's it. Helping each other. That's how it goes. You have to. It says, me and Jill are each other's art push as much as we can. Yes. It's how we do it. It's how everyone should do it. I want everyone to like have a badass time, you know, making their books. Like we're doing it for free. Pretty much, like, we would do it for free if no one, I guess, bought it. You know what I mean? Like, we're making it anyway, is my point. Greg says, I've watched at least a dozen artists improve drastically since I came into the community. Yeah, it's what we're about. Like, the whole thing is here, they have the right mindset as far as, you know, not being brave. We have artists in CG that are brave, and maybe they're lacking in certain areas. I'm lacking in certain areas, but the key commonality between all of us is that we're brave. We're wanting to stick up for what is right. As best as we can. We see the world in a similar vision, and it's not even like that we all see it exactly the same, but we all know that it's not as they'd like you to see it out there in the mainstream. So that's why we're all here. We're all, as Jeremy's saying here, we are willing to stand in the fire together, and that's what it's all about. So that's why I like helping guys. Like these guys all have. You all have. What's the best way to put it? You all have the bravery, which I was saying before. You all have that mindset, and so if we can elevate everybody at the same time, we're gonna end up with some like insane comics coming. Gentle Ben, what's up? It's awesome seeing you doing what you love. Yeah, I am loving it, and it's not something that you love right away. I feel like you don't necessarily. If you're having a hard time drawing, it's hard to get the motivation and the momentum of the motivation every day. And the best way to do it is this: like you have to attach. Let me switch cameras to what I'm doing here. That way you can see my face before we leave. Sorry, guys. All right. Ooh, a little contrasty. Awesome. Before we roll out of here, I did want to say as long as you're helping others, trying to improve, it all plays a part. But what I wanted to say was, doing what you love, that's a big piece of it. So, and doing what you love, it's hard to do these days. A lot of things hold you back. So anytime you making strides there, it's huge. It's about how you are able to get there. It's a struggle sometimes. And this whole stream has been about the setbacks that I've had recently. Try not to let them slow you down. You got to remember why you're doing these things. If you set yourself up with a motivational, an infinite game of motivation, which would mean really find the root. Like for me, there's certain ideas that I want to present in the books. There's certain cool things I want to show in the books too. Just cool. I want to be that entertainment that I grew up with certain things. I want to be that for other people. I want some ideas, free thinking ideas and just cool ideas to be presented in the books, and that's where I focus on. So anything that pushes us there, the better. Greg saying, if anyone wants to come network with Brain Cage team, I know those folks. I know Kimasami's part of those guys. Message me on Facebook or one of the BC people here on Twitter. Gentlemen, dude, I remember our class back in the day. It's just really cool that you've taken your passion seriously. I'm remembering who Gentle Ben. Is this Ben? I know I'm blanking on your last name now, Ben. But are you? You could be a guy from college, but you could be a guy from high school too. So I'm wondering who you are now that you're saying this. So let's see. Charlie Lee says, sorry for the typos. David Finch. Not saved. Okay, let's see here. High school, yes. Hell yeah, dude. Good to see you on the stream, dude. Awesome. It's him, he says. Okay. Yeah, cool to do what you want to do. It's cool to see old friends, old folks, And Jay Tevin, this is a high school reunion on here. Okay. So lastly, before we roll out of here, because I got plenty to do. I got thumbnails for the secret project to do. I've got a page to do for Left Hand Free. And what else I got going on? Plenty of other things. I gotta hang stuff on the walls. I got my Freddie Williams original art. One of them framed at least, so this is going on the wall behind us. I got to read Cobalt. Cobalt I got unboxed in the beginning of the video, so go watch that if you haven't seen the beginning. Cobalt's a great looking cyberpunk vigilante book. Looks incredible. Got a cool bonuses for getting it through Indiegogo. It's awesome. That's what it's all about. Sherry says, "You gotta help me take down something." Help! Yeah, I'll go jump off the stream then. Go help some people. I got people needing me. And let's see. Before I go, I want to play something. Let's go look in the video archives here. Where are you? Oh, I know what I wanted to show you guys. I know. I've got a because we're talking about teaching art. I've got an ultimate art guide. It's just an index really. It's not teaching you anything specifically there. What it is doing is showing you all the links and all the things that people like to use to improve their art. So check it out. This is the ultimate art guide. Before we go, let's talk about this. I'm going to help you, Sherry. I'll be there in a minute. So the ultimate art guide. Let me help these people first. Last thing we got was from Andy Smith, I believe, or one of the last things. I got to put the link there still for the DC Comics Guide to Penciling by Klaus Janson. I believe he inked Frank Miller. And anyway, here's a bunch of art books on anatomy, perspective. We're getting stuff for storytelling. We're getting video resources. We're just compiling all this stuff. That way, all you got to do is come in here and be like, oh, I want to go check out some video tutorials of people, and click a link and you'll go there. That's it. So that's the idea. If anybody wants to help man this thing, an artist out there that want to help me like put it all together in this little doc, let me know, because I can't do everything because I'm busy these days. Busy with a lot of things. So I'm trying to do everything. It's been a stressful month with getting Star Circuit out the door. Or actually back to me, rather. It's been out the door for a while and at the printer. Delayed. That's how it goes. So lastly, go back Star Circuit. That's what Zaid Studios is saying here. I agree. Star Circuit is my Cyberpunk Racing book. Before you jump out of here, definitely go check it out. The link is in the description. There's 346 people. Well, some people back twice, so around 300, we'll say. Over 300 people have backed this thing, wanting to read it. This is the book that I've been working on for a long time. So much to get out of it besides the story. There's a lot of stretch goals, tons of stretch goals, tons of prints. There's a mixtape that's coming out of it. That's being mastered right now, a mixtape that you can listen to while you read it. Some great artists have helped me out, including Zaid Studios, including Luis Diaz. And there's also this 3D print that you can get as well. That's the first edition 3D print. It's pretty cheap at $60. Actually, the guys that know 3D prints have told me like $60 for what I'm giving you guys. It's huge. It's like very sizable. They're saying no one. This is unheard of. It's a ridiculous deal. This thing should easily be $150. So. That's what they say to me. So maybe hop in. There's plenty left. Order one of those and you'll get that with your book. And yes, thank you all who have backed it so far. We'll get the book to you as quickly as possible. Thanks for joining me. Let's check out the chat one more time before we roll. Gregory L. Levitri on Trash Book. Nice. Add me. I'm suspended for 11 more hours. Nice. Thanks, Zaid. Thanks for coming by. He says it's a great episode, and I got to go help Sherry. Thanks, Ben, for hanging out as well. Gentle Ben, good old friend. Not trying to rhyme. Having a good time. Anyway, who else was here? Lola Meese was here. Greg, thanks for showing up. Charlie Lee, giving some solid comments. And 24 Eyes, always giving great advice with the owls, the wisdom of the owls. And lastly, Bionic Bruh, so awesome to open your book and see it for reals. I'll be reading that thing probably today. Anyway, that's it, guys. We have an Art Bros this week. I think a newbie's coming on this week on Art Bros with me and Jeremy. Come check it out. Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's the usual time. Yeah, we goof off and stuff, man. But yeah, keep on drawing. Have a good Sunday. Drink some more coffee. Peace out.